Hello, this is Devier from Basia, a second-year BS in Nutrition Dietetics student, and today I'm going to show you how to properly take anthropometric measurements of different age groups.
Before taking anthropometric measurements, we first need to introduce ourselves and ask permission.
May buntag, ma'am. Ako di ay si Devier from Basia, usa ka second-year BS in Nutrition and Dietetics student sa University of Southern Mindanao.
Sa among subject nga nutritional assessment, gina-require mi nga mag-take og anthropometric measurements with the barangay's permission. And okay lang ba sa imo ha, ma'am, nga ang imong baby mamahimong usa sa ako ang mga subjects? After securing permission, we then have to record the infant's personal information.
With the mother's assistance, lay the baby on the infantometer to get her length. The mother should be on the head side to position the baby's head in contact with a fixed headpiece and with her hands cupped over the baby's ears, while the examiner is on the side to straighten the baby's legs, sliding the movable footpiece to rest firmly at the baby's heel. Record the measurement.
In measuring the baby's weight, we perform the alternative using the bathroom scale since we don't have a Salter scale. The zero weight should be regularly checked prior to the measurement. The mother should remove any footwear and headwear, then weigh herself first. In this case, the examiner should stand straight before the 0 point to avoid errors in reading in the wrong angle, and then weigh the mother again, and this time with the baby. The difference between the measurements is the baby's weight. To measure the mid-upper arm circumference, the mother should hold the baby with the baby's left arm in front of the examiner. Using a measuring tape, first locate the mid-upper arm between the acromion process and the olecranon process. Then, mark the area with a pen. Wrap the tape gently but firmly around the arm at the midpoint, taking care that the tape measure is not too tight or too loose around the arm. Record the measurement. To easily measure the baby's head circumference, lay the baby whenever possible. Position the head, anchor the tape just above the eyebrows, palpate most posterior part of head, pass tape around head, cross over tape ends, and make sure that the zero end should always be positioned inferior or below the measurement value. Record the measurement. Same as getting the head circumference, with the baby lying in a supine position, pass the tape around the baby's chest with the mother's help. Cross over tape ends with a zero end in the inferior position. Record the measurement. Never forget to say thank you at the end of the measurements.
Salamat kayo ma'am sa inyong participation. Ang mga information nga ako nakuha kay for educational purposes.
After self-introduction, asking permission, and recording personal information, proceed to taking the weight measurement. Make sure that the child's shoes removed and has nothing in his pocket. Instruct the child to stand still with hands on the sides. Record the measurement. Using a stadiometer to measure the height, have the subject stand firmly against the backboard with the body weight evenly distributed and both feet flat on the platform. Record the measurement. For the school child, we use a micrutwa to measure her height and a digital weighing scale to measure her weight. Starting with the same process, self-introduction, ask permission, and record personal information.
Before measuring the subject's height, I asked him to first remove his shoes. Instruct him to stand straight with his head, shoulder blades, buttocks, and heels in contact with the backboard, ensuring his heels together and toes slightly outward at approximately 60-degree angle. Lower headpiece so that it rests firmly on top of the participant's head with sufficient pressure to compress the hair. Align the head in the Frankfurt horizontal plane. Instruct the subject to look straight ahead and to take a deep breath. Record the measurement. For the weight measurement, I asked him first if he has anything in his pocket and to take it off. After checking the scale set to 0, I asked him to stand in the center of the scale platform with his hands at sides and looking straight ahead. And as the examiner, I stand in front to avoid reading the measurement from the wrong angle. Record the measurement. Using a tape measure, wrist circumference is measured distal to the styloid process at the wrist crease of the non-dominant hand, and in this case, the subject is a left-handed and so we measure on his right. Look for the wrist bone and above it, wrap the tape gently but firmly around the wrist, ensuring the zero end below the measurement value. Record the measurement. To measure the subject's waist circumference, I asked him to stand and to point his umbilicus as my guide, for I will be measuring around an inch above it. Wrap the tape measure, cross over both ends with the 0 in the inferior position. Record the measurement. For the hip circumference, wrap the tape measure around the largest area of the hips, cross over both ends with a 0 below the measurement value. Record.
Ready. Up.
Using a caliper to measure skin fold thickness, grasp the skin fold firmly between your thumb and index finger of the left hand, after which place the caliper 1 cm distal to the area grasped by the finger. Lastly, read and record the measurement.